This is Ryan, and I'm here with Pasi Sormunen, owner and promoter for Cage on the eve of Cage 18. How you doing, Pasi?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. First, I wanted to start out and ask you about this card. I looked at the original announcement that came out, and I think out of the three top main fights, only one of them is still together, and fighters were falling off left and right. Maybe first, can you just speak to the general card and what's happened in the last few weeks?
Yeah, well, originally I think our card was really, really good and maybe one of the best shows in Finland in for years, for sure. But we had some bad luck, and you know, we have some injuries, and you know, things happen. This time, no, will be much more than average, but we still got everybody who was fit and well and ready to fight into Cage, and you find the opponents for them even really short notice. So I'm happy about it.
Great. And a couple I wanted to ask you about specifically. It was supposed to be headlined by Tom Niinimäki against Paul Reed, and he pulled out a few weeks ago. And I know I always hear it's so hard to find Tom opponents regardless, but how close did you come to finding a replacement to keep Tom on the card?
Well, actually, we were pretty close. Actually, we found a couple of opponents, but Tom has now a new management contract in US, and they were quite strict about the opponents. So that was really the problem. We could have fight with Tom, but they choose to do it, differently. So I sort of understand that if Tom is really close to breakthrough, and Tom is an excellent fighter, I think he's overall the best fighter in Finland. Mm-hmm. In all weight classes. So, well, that was this story, and you know, we are of course unhappy that Tom is not fighting. But like I said, injuries are part of this game, and you cannot, there's nothing you can do about it.
Yeah. Maybe we can talk about the main event, or I guess the new main event with Juha fighting and headlining the card. Can you talk a bit about his bout?
Yeah, Juha's been around, I mean, for years, and he's fought a long time. He had sort of a low season about a few years ago. He had a lot of injuries, and he's always been a really good fighter. And obviously, Zayat, who is facing him, is European standard fighter as well. So I would say it will be a really interesting fight. Both are good wrestlers, but we'll see what happens.
Okay. And I guess the second fight, or the second to last fight, I don't know if it's been moved up to a co-main, but it was supposed to be Asan Nihi from Sweden against Ville Räsänen. And I think this is one where it kind of caught everyone off guard that Asan kind of pulled out of the card. I was going to say yesterday. It wasn't yesterday, but the day before yesterday. I've never gotten so many questions about a fighter being on a card or off a card. Can you maybe speak a bit to how it came to you that Asan withdrew?
Well, the official story is obviously that he has some health problems, but I don't think that's the case. I think he just realized that this fight is too much for him, and got scared and pulled off. That's my opinion.
Okay. Is that something? I know he said he was injured and would be back in 10 days. Is that something you got the impression maybe through the grapevine, or is it something that you heard in preparations?
Well, I really don't want to waste my time talking about Asan, but I do know that he was never coming here. So you can think about it whatever you want, but that's a big disrespect to your opponent, really, because our champ Räsänen, has trained like months for him, and this other guy just don't feel like it a couple of days before the fight. So I don't think that's good for the sport. That's not good for your opponent, and I hate people doing like that.
Well, maybe moving on, talking about the card tonight. What are you looking forward to most about tonight's card?
I have some favorite fights. I'm looking forward to Kai Puolakka facing Niklas Musake. they are both like really good prospects for a title fight, and we have talked about that winner goes to title fight against Räsänen. And they both are great athletes. I like their fighting style, both Puolakka and Musoke. Obviously, main event Saarinen and Zayas is going to be a good one, and we could find decent opponent for Räsänen too, when we consider that we had like 30 hours to do it. So he's facing also experienced Lithuanians. So those are the 3 fights are mostly weight. But then I would really like to emphasize on Musa Amagov, which is really interesting guy, and he's going to be. I think he's going to be a big star in MMA if he's go on the good work he's doing.
Yeah, that's very exciting. People have been asking me in forums to see if I could record the fight and send it to them or get something set up. I think he's one of the, I guess, potential stars that you have on the card. I know he just has one professional bout looking for a second wing, but obviously with what his brother's done and what he's shown in the cage, everyone's excited. Just want to move forward, maybe even past cage 18. I know you've done cage challenger cards. What's next? It's been 3 months since your last card. Can you tell us anything about plans beyond tonight's event?
Actually, we were going to have a cage 19 in Helsinki this spring, but MMA is a sport who everyone doesn't like it, so we actually were refused to buy some venue. The music house in Helsinki, they didn't rent it to us, so I think we are going to sit down after this cage and think about the future. But anyway, we'll be fighting in this year 1 or 2 times. We have some franchising events as well. So Oulu will have cage, franchising based cage this year, and then we have at least 1 cage for our own. So there will be events this year.
Great. Thanks so much, and we look forward to the card tonight.
Thank you.